This is RadioOnFire.com. I go by the name of Don Miche'le. Thank you for joining me. Now, many people may remember former Death Row Records singer Danny Boy. He sang on records like I Ain't Mad at You. Tupac, you remember that, right? Anyway, he goes in on Miche'le, of course, the R&B singer that infamously has a kid with Dr. Dre and Suge Knight. And many have come out and suggested that Miche'le was one of the reasons for Death Row's demise. Now, if you look at the facts, if you look at the sheer fact that she has a child by two arch rivals and two former business partners, that kind of makes sense. Now, former singer, Death Row Records singer, I'm using singer in air quotes, Danny Boy says that Miche'le's role in Death Row Records was being a super bitch and a devil. Now, Danny Boy says that Miche'le destroyed lives. He claims that she took his car, moved someone else into his home, and cut off all payments to him while Suge Knight was locked up. I can't figure out what possibly Danny Boy could be getting paid for at the time that Suge Knight was locked up. I mean, it seems like he sang on, as I said, Tupac's I Ain't Mad at You, and a couple of other songs on the All Eyes on Me project, but Danny Boy never had his own release. Thankfully, no one would have picked it up. And, what could he have been getting payments for? So he says in this Vlad TV interview about they were getting allowances. What was Danny Boy getting an allowance for? There was never going to be a Danny Boy release. He just sang some hooks on some songs. So Miche'le cutting him off from payment was actually saving money, if that is actually what happened. But according to him, it was never about Death Row. It was always about Miche'le. Danny Boy called Miche'le a flat-out hoe. Now, there have been accusations that Miche'le may have messed with Tupac too, but Danny Boy says he's not sure what happened because Suge's girls were off limits. Now, the interesting thing here, and maybe I'm wrong, but a lot of times, a lot of instances during the interview, Danny Boy comes off as a disgruntled side piece. The way he talks about Suge, I was always around Suge. And if you look at some of these pictures with him and Suge, it seems kind of strange. He recently has come out and talked about his sexuality, but he definitely is not a fan of Miche'le. And I'm sure that if people ask Miche'le her thoughts, that's when the gloves are really going to come off and the cat fighting is going to start. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. What do you feel about what Danny Boy said to Vlad TV and just some of the other things about Miche'le, Dr. Dre, and the whole demise of Death Row Records? Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Don Miche'le Show. And as always, RadioOnFire.com.